Hi, it's Jason Waters, and welcome to the Mortgage Minute. With us today, we have Cindy Bunch with Keller Williams. Her team is the LifeStone Realty Group. Welcome, Cindy.
Hi, thank you, Jason.
Cindy, it's so exciting to have realtors on the show and experienced ones like yourself that are focused on different parts of the market, different parts of Metro Atlanta, which is obviously where we're based. Tell us a little bit about yourself first, if you don't mind, and how you got into the business.
Okay, sure. I've been in the business for over 20 years now and work with my husband, Doug. He actually went into real estate in 1998. I joined him in 2000. So we've been a husband and wife team with Keller Williams for over 20 years, and we have a small team that we work with.
Okay, so what does your team look like?
Besides Doug and myself, we have a full-time buyer's agent, Daniel Thornhill. I have a full-time assistant, and then I have a part-time person who helps us out with showing houses.
Awesome. I think it's hard to be successful without a team. You know, when someone tries to do everything, it's like that picture of a one-man band. It just doesn't really work. So
I agree, especially in the world we live in today.
Absolutely.
You just need more people who are specialized in certain areas.
Yep. I mean, I couldn't process and chase, and I couldn't do it all. There's no way.
Right.
So,
right. I can't either.
Love having a team. So tell us, I know it's a unique market. It's a hot market.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, from a couple different sides, like what do you, like in general, talk about what you're seeing in the market, and then let's just kind of, then after that, maybe dive into buyers and sellers. But
Okay.
So in general, your opinion of the market and where you focus.
Okay. In general, the market in the Metro Atlanta area has been unbelievably great this year. In spite of the pandemic and all of the adjustments and challenges that we've all experienced, it's still become a really strong market for a couple reasons. For our sellers, there's not as much inventory for them to compete with. And then for our buyers, as you know, interest rates are so incredibly low. You can just get so much more house for the money right now.
Yeah. So I hear the inventory is moving fast, which I guess you would agree with. So if you're representing a seller, what do you tell the seller in terms of like, what's advice to the seller? Like, don't do anything to your house. You don't have to, or we do want to stage it. Like, what does that look like?
That is such a great question, because we have some different, philosophies that we go by, but I would say it matters a lot what that person's goals are like.
Yeah.
And for the length of time we've been doing this, which is a long time, our market research shows that today's buyers like move-in ready. It doesn't mean that every seller is going to do all the renovations that they could have done, but buyers like move-in ready. So if a seller wants to get top dollar for his house, most of the time he's going to need to, do a little staging or decluttering, depersonalizing to get things to really show well to the prospective buyers.
Okay. And from a buyer side, what would you say? So with such a hot market, what would you say on the buyer side a buyer needs to do to get that house that they want quickly when there's a lot of offers coming in?
Okay, so another really great question, because people wonder all the time, how am I going to win? And I would say the number one thing they need to do is to really be pre-approved with a lender that they know and trust. Someone like yourself who can really make sure that the pre-approval is really done well. It used to be okay to just have a pre-qualification letter.
Yeah.
But no more does that really work.
No, and I don't so I pre-qualify someone, and the second I pre-qualify them, I will tell them, we have to get you pre-approved now. So
Right.
That list of documents I sent you, I need those so that you're pre-approved, because with this market, we need something stronger, right? And then we also need to know if there are any gaps there and if it's not going to work out. And so, and I've done that forever. I've done that even before this market, because why get down the road and then all of a sudden say, oh, never mind, it doesn't work because of whatever reason. So,
Right, right.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I had that exact thing happen to me on a listing of ours the other day where everything looked great. And then and the time to get the loan approved was even short. It was very short, like 3 weeks. But within less than 10 days, they sent us a denial letter because they couldn't verify her income.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if a more thorough process had been done,
Sure.
you know, in this hot market, it didn't hurt the seller. We
Right.
had a backup
Other
offer.
times it may have. Yeah.
Yes, but other markets it would have.
I will tell you, I warn every agent, I warn every buyer about this. Self-employment income these days is a lot harder than it's ever been. There's so many COVID overlays that the lenders have put on there in terms of where the business needs to be this year versus last year. And so many businesses are not doing as well as last year. I know yours is and mine is, but so many aren't. And so
Right.
that is something, especially if if they own their own business, got to jump on that up front and get all those documents and make sure it's going to work.
That makes sense.
And thankfully, good news for you. I don't know if you know, like Jumbo's back. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
So for a while there was hardly any Jumbo, and now we've got Jumbo opportunities. So that's a great news for the market, for certain parts of the
Yes.
market. So
Right, right.
if you had something else you wanted to share, like what would that be for a client?
Okay, I think that right now, if people have, the most important thing is what is their motivation to sell or to buy? Because even in a really hot market, you have to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we are seeing sellers able to get more for their house now than they could have in many cases a year ago, which is great. It's wonderful. We've seen even some of investors be able to take advantage of this market and cash out. But there does have to be a sense of realism about it, because you could put any price you want on a house, but we've still got to stand up under an appraisal most of the time.
That's right.
And people are very savvy about fair market value because they're on the internet all the time.
Yes, they are.
As we know.
We know. And everything on the internet's not true sometimes too. So
That's right.
remember that.
That's right.
Go ahead.
You know, I think it's really important to work with professional people that you trust, people that are experienced. I would tell people who are going to buy, you know, make sure you choose a buyer's agent that is going to support you and guide you and look out for your interests throughout the process.
Yeah.
So that you've got that buyer's agent who is strong and supportive, and you've got a great lender who is handling all the stuff for the mortgage.
Yeah, I agree, Cindy. And obviously I agree on the lender, but I really agree on the buyer's agent too, because I mean, there's so many folks that come to me where I may have pre-qualified them and they're not really working with an agent. And then they say, well, I found this person, and the selling agent says that, you know, she can represent me too, or he can represent me too. And I say, you know, I've got a friend that's a buyer's agent. I would recommend talking to her, and because you need somebody to represent you, not both parties. And so, you know, obviously the buyer's agent is typically who I'm working with. So
right, sure.
I think it's very important to have good representation, and not, I mean, I think people try to cut corners, and I don't even know if they end up saving their 3% they think they're saving. So,
right. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, agreed. So anyone out there listening to this, hopefully you take this advice and say, I'm gonna find a good agent, and you can interview several. You can call me.
Right.
You can just call Cindy, and you're good to go. But you know, get a good agent for buying or selling that knows your market, and that's always important. And I'm always saying, okay, where are you looking? And if they're saying, I'm here in Marietta, so obviously I know a lot of Cobb agents, but if they're saying I'm looking to buy in Duluth, that's no one around here, because no one around here wants to drive over there, first of all. So they'll call you.
So true. We, you know, just so you know, we are based over on the northeast side. Our office is in Duluth. I live in Beaufort. Daniel lives in Gainesville. So we cover a lot for Gwinnett, Hall, Forsyth, and North Fulton.
Okay. That's great. It's great to know. You'll be one of my preferred agents, I believe.
Thank you.
So any questions for me? I know I've done a lot of the talk. Anything I can answer for you around the mortgage side of the business?
You know, are you seeing more people nowadays lean towards FHA financing or conventional financing?
I- For most of my clients are conventional. I
Mhm,
mean, I do some FHA, but most of mine are larger home sizes and
mhm.
most of mine are conventional, but I do, some FHA. I do plenty of VA when
Okay.
VA works really well for the right borrower.
Mhm.
Doing a lot of
Yeah.
VA refinances right now. One thing I was talking to you earlier about, which I share online, is, I think what we're trying to do in my business is really focused on buyers, focused
Mhm.
on agents, and focused on serving agents. Like, what do you need to do to be successful? It's a hot market. Is there
Right.
marketing material? Is it web promotion? Like, what can we do to help you and build your partnership?
Mhm.
Um, and then as far as refis, I've hired extra people just to do refis so that I am like the main person is focused on purchases. Because obviously, if that purchase business goes away for you or for me,
Right.
we're in the
Right.
poorhouse.
Right.
so, so we
Exactly.
got to keep it going.
Right.
But yeah, mostly conventional. But yeah, I haven't found with FHA unless there's a problem with the property,
Yeah.
and known problem with the property, it's not a problem. Or if there's a condo where obviously the rental rates too many rentals in there, that becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
if they have a high enough credit score, then we'll go to what we call a home ready, home possible conventional program where they can put 3% down, which is even less than FHA,
Oh,
and
wow.
use it's income based, but usually can use that for those condos. So that's
Oh, that's
typically our
great.
strategy. So
Okay.
anyway,
Wonderful.
always can
Wonderful.
answer any question. Like, need to have like question hour for mortgages, and I love to do it. I can talk about it all day long and put people to sleep, I think. So
That's great. Well, we've been in the industry a long time.
that's right. Well, at that's really all we have for today. But I just want to thank you so much for coming online and talking via Zoom. One day we'll talk like this in person and
Okay.
get back to a normal world. But
Yeah.
how can folks get in touch with you?
The easiest way is probably my cell phone, which is 678-491-9652. Or they can, text me at that number or email me, Cindy@lifestonerealty.com.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I really appreciate you coming on.
Okay.
Everyone watching, if you want to get in touch with me, you can call me on my cell phone, 404-403-8787. You can email me at jason@watersteam.co or on social media, #cashflow or #mortgage minute. Until next time, stay safe and go buy your house.
Thank you.
Thank you.